So how you get into rapping and shit?
Man, I got into rapping when I was locked up. Just started one day, started writing, and then
Was y'all niggas in that bitch battling?
no, not me. But it was niggas in there battling. You know, I just checked, standing around looking at niggas and shit. But I wasn't no yard rapping ass nigga.
You was just holding your shit in?
Yeah, holding it in. Just keep just tightening my shit up to where I got out.
That shit crazy. You was supposed to perform in that bitch. Like, I'm ready.
There's niggas in there performing. They be having live concerts and shit. Like, niggas be rapping with real bands and shit. It's real musicians in that motherfucker.
Man, I can imagine. I be seeing niggas
bass
come
players
and cause like, one of my niggas, he be sending me like cards. My nigga be sending cards and shit from prison for like my birthdays and shit, and I be like, man, this shit crazy. And then I be seeing
real artists
and all that shit. Then the thing, it ain't even that the nigga cola drawing. It's what the nigga had to do to get, the colors.
Mm-hmm.
That's what make the nigga actually cold. You know what I'm saying? Cause you got the shit where this nigga might have to shave some shit, melt some shit, and you know what I'm saying, sharpen some shit, all different type of shit to like the tattoos. Right. Some of the niggas' tattoos look like jail tattoos, but some niggas' tattoos be coming back looking official.
And that bitch that get their whole body done and it look like some shit from the street.
Yeah, cause the only jail tattoos that just look like a nigga ain't go too deep.
Right. But them niggas be using like the funniest shit I saw was they use off the guitar, they use guitar string basically to for the needle and shit. So that was the weirdest shit I seen. But I got a whole bunch of tattoos and shit.
What you was running through money in there on?
You said who?
What was you running through money in there on?
Shit, fool.
Fool, cause I'm like, some niggas be in that bitch. Everybody got their thing. One of my niggas, his shit was like snacks. Niggas, where he at in the feds, they don't allow them to have like sugar products and shit.
Damn.
So it's like they be having like that's like dope. You feel me? So
my brother Vernon just came home. He was saying he was just in the feds. He was like, man, they don't even have real sugar. They got to use artificial sweetener in that bitch.
I don't know what I gotta ask him because I can't ask him in no letter. I had to wait till that visit shit open back up because was like niggas was in that bitch making like moonshine or some shit, or I forgot what kind of liquor.
It's called motherfucking Spud juice.
Whatever the fuck that shit is.
Yeah, I used to make that shit too. I used to make that shit. I could make that shit out of anything.
Yeah, so he was like, whatever it is, they need sugar. So he was like, they fucking
you can't make it without sugar.
Yeah, so that's what Cuz was saying, and I'm like, man, that shit crazy. He locked up down there with Peasy, Nunu, my homeboy from Southwest named Aaron, and 42 Twin. He down there too.
Right.
So I'm like, I think Twin locked up with him and Peasy in a building over from him. But I think they moved Peasy because I tried to send that nigga a book and they wouldn't let that bitch send.
Shit, they ain't no telling how the fuck they got that shit operate because every facility is different. Yeah, and the feds they move you around state to state instead of different facilities in one state. The feds you move around the whole country, so it ain't no telling how this facility ran or that they can't accept this book because he had one book and they'll move into a facility and they'll take that bitch.
Yeah. So, and that's the same shit because I tried to send my nigga Prodigy cookbook, prison cookbook, and it was like it was fucking contraband, and it was like whoopie whoop, and they sent the bitch back to Amazon, and I'm like, dog, it's a fucking prison cookbook. It's just telling you, you know what I'm saying, use what you got to make your meal. You feel me? And it's like just different stories he was telling in prison. I'm saying like, man, that shit crazy. Yeah. So that book shit, how they play on niggas. What do you think about like prison reform and all that shit? Do you feel reform?
I actually do feel reform because it all depends on how you do your time because the system and all that shit is fucked up. They don't give you no tools and to all that rehabilitation shit is bullshit because they treat you like shit, they feed you like shit. So it's hard for a man to be rehabilitated in that type of environment, they don't give you shit to look forward to.
Yeah, because Ja Rule in his book, he was saying,
you gotta teach yourself everything. I learned how to be a whole man in prison because how my mindset was. Like I can't focus on the bullshit, how they treating us, or all that shit. The only thing I can focus on, okay, nigga, you put yourself in this bitch. What you gonna use your time to do? You gonna be a better dude. You gonna be a better brother, father, boyfriend, husband. You gotta focus on. You gotta do that shit by yourself. If you ain't strong enough, you gonna be fall victim to whatever bullshit they give you in there.
All right. So was any old heads you fell up under?
Not really. Not really, because a lot of the old heads in there, they on that. They been on that woke shit. How everybody becoming woke.
Yeah.
They been on that shit years and decades in that bitch. They been on that shit because, and then when I was in there, I'm so focused on me. I'm like, oh, he on some prison shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. These motherfuckers been talking about how the system been fucked up. How police brutality, how the motherfucker, all that systemic racism, all that shit, they been on that shit in there, but I just wasn't listening to it until I came home, and now I'm seeing all this shit going on, and I'm like, damn, these niggas been talking about that shit. So it's like, man, them niggas got real scholars in that bitch. It's real geniuses in prison for real.
So, knowing that, how do you feel like it prepare you? Do you feel like you got like a better mind state than a lot of people out here?
As far as
being militant, being aware,
just using your common sense, being more aware. You know, just being treat the dude who homeless on the street, the dude in the corporate office. I treat everybody the same. You guys got to be a better. It taught me how to be a better person. I ain't told my brothers and sisters I love them until I got to prison, and I got in that bitch like at 21. So it just taught you. It just teach you to, you know what I'm saying? Just take your time.
I ain't got no lovey-dovey family. Me and my friends, we tell each other we love each other, but me and my family don't really do that shit. Like I be telling my mom I love her, and my mom look at that shit like weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this my fucking mama. You feel me?
Right.
And I told my brother, nigga, same mama, same pops. I'm like, man, I love you, bro. And he was like, same. Same. You feel me? So then you got shit like that, but on some other note, like, did you go in prison in like a relationship, or like you carry some shit from the streets into prison? Like
you can't do that.
I'm saying, did you? Because a lot of niggas go into prison, they take outside with them.
You have to. It all depends on how much time you get.
When did you disconnect then?
Soon as I took that cop for 10 years, I already knew like for me to do this shit, I had to stop like really like fucking with you. Like go ahead and go ahead. I got fucking 121. So go ahead and do your thing. But you can't if I had 1 or 2 years, maybe, yeah, but 10 years,
I think a chick can hold you down the 2-year mark. I don't know. That pussy is gonna be like, you feel me? Like after 2 years, like even if she was fucking around after 2 years, I think you should come back
drive your ass crazy.
If you come home, you got some new fits and shit, and she got the home straight. Don't be tripping over with it. As long as the niggas ain't talking crazy. She got that shit.
Your ass be in that bitch. Your ass would be in that bitch fighting over the phone over niggas calling they baby mama like, bitch, I'm gonna come beat your ass. Like, you can't do that in there, man.
Because you know women in the game now, and women be on bullshit, and I be telling chicks straight up, I'm not doing no bid with you. I'll write you, I might visit you. But don't think I'm not fucking somebody. Like I'm telling you this straight up. As soon as I see a chick on some bullshit, I'm like, look, you got to do what you got to do. I ain't going to tell you what not to do, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. You feel me?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless we're in a relationship and some fluke shit happened where it was like some self-defense shit. You know what I'm saying? She had to fuck somebody up. They accidentally died. It was like, you know, a fortunate event that occurred. And it's some shit that's like morally fit right with me. I can hold you down. But if you just threw yourself in the line of fire for no reason,
dumbass shit.
Yeah, because a lot of people in prison just, you know what I'm saying, some crazy shit. What you end up getting locked up for?
Shit, I had 4 counts of attempt murder and felony firearm.
Your ass one bullshit, nigga. That sound like a nigga coming back from motherfucking a war telling the story. Like,
man,
nigga,
yeah, that's why I had to take that. I had to take 10 years because they was trying to give me. They was trying. My minimum was 20 years. They was like, take this 20 or take this 10. And they had niggas in that bitch telling on me, so it was hard to fight that bitch. It was hard to fight that.
So you a victim of a snitch?
Basically, yeah.
No, you is. Ain't no basically like some shit is gray area. You actually a victim of a snitch.
The sum it up, hell yeah. So it was hard. It was hard to.
But was the people that was like trying to tell on you, was they present themselves as street niggas?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's so I thought I was straight. I'm like, okay, you know, it was some street shit, beef shit or whatever. I'm good. We just gonna handle that shit on the street, but shit, niggas coming to court like a son. Niggas.
Mark said the same thing. He was like, he had a shootout with a nigga, then went back to the military, Marines and shit.
Mark, that's my dog.
Yeah, Mark was like, he thought shit was all good. He was like, nigga, they came and got that nigga out the Marine.
I heard.
Yeah, because I seen him after he got out, and I didn't know he was locked up. And I'm like, yeah, what up, bro? You looking good? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, nigga got the prison body and shit. I'm like, nigga, you got his ass out the military. Yeah, I'm like, man, you was working out like a motherfucker in the military. It's like, nah, nigga, I just got out of prison.
Man.
I'm like, man, that shit crazy.
My nigga love Chris, too, man.
Yeah.